And hey, kanpai! Ooh. This stuff is a little bit stronger. It's not something you just down quickly. Oh boy! We're doing this one again. It feels like it was not so long ago that I was talking about AI stuff. And here we are, doing it again. Let's make sure. I'm just checking some volume stuff. Excuse me for just a second. Where's X here? What up? So, yeah. Oh, there we go. That's the problem there. There we go. Gotta get the headphones turned up. Oh, and we have Slotty here too. Okay, so it was just, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 streams ago that we were talking about AI bullshit, and here we are doing it again. And I have this sneaking suspicion this probably won't be the last time that we talk about AI bullshit. It's almost as if it's a disease that is now infesting the world. It's a pandemic, but not one of the heart and lungs. Oh, the whole crowd is here. So yeah, although we're doing this one again so soon, I sort of have a feeling that it's not gonna be the last time. So, you know, why even, like, let's just get this out of the way. I'm gonna play this fucking clip every fucking time that we talk about AI. Alright, you're gonna see me play this clip many times. You've already seen me play this clip many times, and I will continue to play the same clip every fucking time we have some jagoff who thinks that they can use AI to fool a bunch of fucking people.
People ask what the point of any of this is. The dorks who defend it all tend to say the same thing. These are just tools to help anyone create art. Yeah, I want to push back on that a little bit. I am wholeheartedly for the increased accessibility of creative tools.
Preach it, Drew. Oh, hang on a second.
The four-boobed lady.
Well, then, wow.
Most people
okay.
are going to fall for this, especially younger generations as they grow up with.
We have to really go back there to the four-boob lady.
Train their eyes to be able to spot the differences. When people ask what the point of any of this is, the dorks who defend it all tend to say the same thing. These are just tools.
At some point, we're just going to have all these lines memorized.
On that a little bit.
And we can say it with them. We'll have a whole chorus.
Of creative tools that help you take matters into your own hands. You want to make a short film? The camera on your cell phone is better than 90% of the cameras in human history. Want to learn how to edit? There's thousands of free YouTube videos that'll show you how. You want to make music? You can buy a professional audio interface, workspace, and a handful of plugins made by some of the most talented artists in the world for less money than it would cost to rent a recording studio for one day.
And that's going to be relevant. Repeat it with me. Repeat it with me. You can actually get most of this stuff for free. You don't even have to buy all of that stuff. The gospel. Yes. The gospel. Drew Gooden. Why Drew Gooden is the one who's preaching the gospel?
All of that is fucking awesome. I feel so lucky to live at a time where you can essentially make whatever you want without having to cross the insurmountable barriers that people did in the past. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need an exorbitant amount of money. You can just make stuff and put it on the internet, and with a little bit of luck, people see it. And there's so many tools along the way that help you streamline the process of getting from an idea to a finished product. But at a certain point, if the tool is just doing everything for you, you are not an artist.
Keep this in mind. All right, that the music part and the just putting the word what he just said there. This
in the process of getting from an idea to a finished product.
This this
if the tool is just doing everything for you, you are not an artist.
That. All right, let's keep the music part and the tools just doing it for you part. Let's keep that part in mind as we actually move into today's topic. But we gotta hear the gospel through.
just described what you wanted to make and asked a computer to make it for you. You're also not learning anything this way. Part of what makes art special is that it's difficult to make.
This is always the part that I want to point out here as well. The strongest point.
Even with all the tools right in front of you. It takes practice, it takes skill, and every time you do it, you expand on that skill. Every song you hear, every movie you watch is the result of thousands of hours of trial and error. You can fail 1,000,000 times and use that experience to finally succeed. Making a video using generative AI does not teach you anything about making videos. It's not like you could type 500 Sora prompts and then take everything you've learned to go shoot a movie. There's zero correlation there. Generative AI is only about the end product, but it won't teach you anything about the process it would take to get there. And I think what these tech people will never understand is that finally figuring something out that you've been obsessing over, turning a blank Word document into multiple pages of something you're proud of, is the fun part. That's what's rewarding about making stuff, is figuring it out on your own or with a group of people and getting to share in that feeling. Can AI tools help you figure out things faster? Sure, but it's not gonna feel as rewarding. I understand how tempting a shortcut can be, especially when you go online and you see all these other people doing cool things and you're like, man.
And the quote. We're here at the quote to live by. We tell all of these fools who want to do cool things. All these fools who try to be artists, who try to be musicians, who try to be writers, but they don't put in the effort to actually perfect their craft. Instead, they have fallen victim to the pandemic that is now sweeping across the globe.
Man, I'll never be that talented. It would take me like 10 years to learn how to make music like that. Okay, that's fine. What's the rush?
What's the rush?
Don't worry about how long it's gonna take. Just take the first step. How are you ever gonna do something for 10 years if you won't even do it for one day? Maybe you won't be good at something the first time you do it. You probably won't. But every time you improve, that's something that you can feel proud of. That's something that you did. Call me stubborn, but I would rather make something shitty on my own than watch a computer make something good. Right? A funny...
Okay, and that's pretty much the end. I have probably shown this clip on my fucking channel like 3 times now. I know on RPG Maker Web, I've probably linked it twice, maybe even 3 times on RPG Maker Web, because mostly for that final quote, like, you say, man, I want to do cool stuff like that, then just start. No problem, man, just start. Just get to it. What's the rush? So, let's get to today's topic. Let me introduce you to our antagonist in the story. In the red corner here, or green corner? I guess it's a green corner, because, oh, you can't even see it. In the green corner here, because I guess I'm in dark mode, we have Morte Eternal. I think musicians would prefer tools that make the MIDI data and VST wrangling faster and easier to produce the expressions we want. I can never understand not wanting to write the music. Yeah. Man, can I get into that? And I probably will get into some of that as we move into this man's process. Because I believe he hasn't just fooled people. I believe he has also fooled himself into thinking that he is something that he is not. So let's introduce our antagonist in the story, the man, the myth, the legend, the one that we're going to be following through all of this, Morte Eternal. Welcome, Morte Eternal. Here is his first introduction on RM Web. He says, I'm new here, as you probably all know. So where should I start? I'm a 44-year-old husband and father of a 5-year-old out in Denver, Colorado. United States of America. Thank you for specifying that. I don't remember him saying that, but that's okay. I play PC games of all sorts, including stuff like Planet Coaster. I've done stuff with RPG Maker and its many forums for years, but never released anything to the public. I will say, I don't know. I don't know if he's actually done anything with RPG Maker. Well, his time here never felt like he really involved himself with the maker side of things. Maybe he had touched it in the past, but it certainly felt like he didn't come here to involve himself more with the software, but instead just wanted to market his slop. And sorry, that's all me editorializing here. That's opinion. Conjecture. I have no idea whether that's true or not. We don't have evidence for that. I will have to say, I had some people help me out with gathering all this information. I actually didn't. I'm gonna have a lot of information. As you can see, I have plenty of tabs open up here, and that's not even everything. I got lots of information about how this whole story unfolded. And that's not really thanks to me. That's actually thanks to the wonderful people in my community who also had suspicions about this guy. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's keep going here. I work with Paint.net and Audacity. Let's keep that one in mind. To create all of my content. Let's keep that one in mind. And right now, I am mainly creating and selling music for gaming needs. Audacity. To create all my content. Selling music. Creating and selling music. Oh boy. What's this, Rath? Oh, you know, just more fools trying to peddle AI slop and pretending that they're a fucking musician. I plan to open up requests page soon on here so I can get some free music out to everybody. I know how tough it is to find that song you need for a certain area or boss. Your song will also go up on my YouTube channel for everybody to see and listen. I hope I can be some help there. I think that's it for now. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. He did actually have a different avatar for a time, but I will mention this is not him. This is actually AI. Oh, right. We'll come back to that. Uh-oh. Oops. We'll explain that later. That might be a spoiler for this story. Don't worry. Where's my folder? I got my folder. Here we go. So yeah, it's AI art. Go figure. We're talking about AI. We're talking about a dude who's shilling AI garbage. Go figure. He utilizes a lot of AI art as well. So anyways, there we have it. We have now been introduced to our person. So this man, Morte Eternal, did come into RPG Maker Web, as well as actually, it turns out, we uncovered kind of a lot of different game engines. He even went into the Unreal forums as well to peddle his garbage. There's also like game dev. I don't remember the name of the website. Do I have that link here? I don't think I have that link open on these. It doesn't matter because it's not going to link anywhere. But I don't remember the name of what the place is, but he does have like a game dev market or something like that. He has a page there as well where he was selling all of his music. So he came here to the RPG Maker forums and started trying to peddle off all of his music. I was skeptical of this man kind of from the beginning. I will admit that I didn't actually suspect it was AI. Do we have the screenshot here? Yeah, this one. Oh, it's kind of a spoiler for later. We'll get into that. We'll get into some more details about that later. Basically, he does claim to have 20 years of experience in music. So that, I know anyone can make that claim. Anyone can go on the internet and say, hey, I've been doing whatever for 20 years, 30 years, whatever. And without any, I mean, you can just accept that at face value or not. I mean, I guess someone who wants to fluff up their portfolio themselves a little bit might want to embellish the facts a little bit. But either way, I had some suspicions that some things were weird, especially with the frequent use of AI art. But as I listened more and more to stuff, I actually was not entirely convinced that it was AI. We'll get into that. But one thing that he did do is that he frequently and quite quickly was releasing music at a rapid rate, which is impressive for a real musician. I know for my songs, like for my really serious songs, it can take me a month to finish those really serious songs. Now, granted, that is like, having to deal with hobbies and work and, real life as well. It's not like I'm a professional musician, but still, serious songs take me quite a while to finish. And for some of the more simpler songs, we're still talking about a week to 2 weeks for me to finish those. So for someone to have the output of finishing songs within a day, sometimes even a few hours, is strange. It was a red flag, but I don't know. His songs were so simple in nature that I was just like, I don't know. You could just, doodle some shit out on a piano and make it sound emotional. Throw on some reverb, and it's emotional. And just stuff like this. It's not too difficult. Except when you hit a wrong note. Right? So it's not too hard to do stuff like that. And just say, that's the song and it's finished. And a lot of his stuff kind of sounded like that. It's pretty basic stuff. So I figured, I don't know, he's throwing this stuff out in he wasn't making anything too complex. And that's how he was able to get it out so quickly. This, no sound. Oh my God, you can't hear it. It does. Oh well. Oh, the music didn't carry through. How about no? Doesn't matter. I'm a shitty pianist. Who gives a shit? Point is it's all pretty simple stuff. We don't hear the piano. Well, just use your mind, okay? Go to fucking Sonos or fucking Udio and fucking type in soft piano music. And that's what I was playing. Well, fuck you, piano. What? Oh, wait. Do I know why? Do we go to properties? You hear drums. You hear my fingers smashing the keys is what you hear. Advanced audio properties. There we go. I have solved it. I'm not a great pianist. Like I said, you're not missing out on much, but you just play some gentle chords and you just move down a slot like that, down a note, down a step. I'm not a great pianist. There you have it. Something like that. Anyways. Point is that, it was all pretty simple stuff. So, yeah, it's not impossible for him to turn that kind of garbage out within a short amount of time. If it was like that. I didn't put it past him. Anyways, we go on. Actually, he honestly starts to get on my nerves because he has like 3 threads on RM Web. I would show them to you, but I can't. He had like 3 threads. No, I can't. Yeah, I think some of them have been removed now. Doesn't matter. He had like 3 threads going for his music on RM Web, and he was like updating them basically daily. It got on my nerves. I don't know how many people were also using this website that also found it quite obnoxious. but I just wound up blocking the dude so I wouldn't see all those posts. As time goes on, people are starting to get annoyed, especially on Reddit. Reddit was really starting to get kind of riled up by this dude, and a lot of this stuff kind of came to a head thanks to Reddit. In particular, it was a user called Turtlebox, I think. It's not here. Hang on, give me a second. Because you may notice there's some gaps in some information here. Like some things are kind of missing, kind of deleted, kind of like they don't exist anymore. And that's because the dude scrubbed himself from the internet. You know, as you do when you're innocent. As one does when you're an innocent party, you scrub every trace of yourself from the internet. We all know that's what innocent parties do. Of course, 100%. Don't you worry. My boots on the ground got this shit covered with tons and tons of screenshots. I got a whole folder of screenshots that we can go through that has saved this stuff in time. Now, speaking of, I just said that he completely wiped all traces of himself off of the internet. It is for this reason that, unfortunately, I do not have any songs available to show you for us to hear the kind of garbage that he produced. Oh boy, how I wish I did, because maybe some of you would understand why I sort of thought that it was not AI. Unfortunately, I didn't think the dude would go completely nuclear on all of his online presence, so I didn't bother downloading any of this shit. And my boots on the ground as well, none of them had actually downloaded any of the music either. So unfortunately, I don't have any of that for you to preview, or any of the videos on his YouTube channel, which is sort of the most important one, because it was sort of a video he made himself that was sort of the tipping point for all of this. The irony of all of this is that he was so full of himself. This is what I was saying, kind of at the top of this, was that he was just, what the fuck did I say? I don't even fucking remember. He was so full of himself. He believed the lie himself. He believed his own lie. So much so that he was willing to basically expose himself. He didn't have to do this. This was his undoing right in front of you. Right here, you have this Reddit post where the dude basically challenges him for $1,200. Prove to Mr. Turtlebox here that his music is not AI. And so, Morte Eternal took the bait. Now, any sane scammer would probably just ghost on this, right? Why the fuck? Why the fuck would you record this video if you're trying not to get caught? He fucking ruined himself, the moron! But I think we're all thankful that he is such a moron, because he fucking showed himself red-handed. He recorded this himself. It was a video where he goes into Audacity, he opens up the fucking plugin, types in something, presses enter, and it says AI is now generating your song. It is right on the screen. And you're saying, no, but it's not AI. Well, what does he call it? What does he call it? Let me show you. We have it here. Where is it? Which one is this? I think it's this one right here. So here, my compositions are crafted using Audacity. Enhanced by custom digital fusion plugins that I developed myself. That is a lie. Leveraging OpenVino, that's what you're using, not plugins you developed yourself. Direct builds and the IE Core API. These advanced tools significantly boost my creative workflow. Additionally, I am proficient with a variety of DAWs, including Pro Tools, Logic X, FL Studio, Ableton, and GarageBand. And more! As I'm certain you are. Actually, what's interesting about that, first of all, this reads kind of AI generated. Hang on, let's finish it. I have an album available on Game Dev Market. There it is. That's the place I was trying to talk about. And plan to release more in the future. All of my artwork is created using Paint.net, you liar, and Adobe Photoshop. Again, lying. My SoundCloud account featuring numerous tracks was launched on August 16th, 2024. Okay, here's something I just realized reading his list of DAWs, which I'm pretty sure was... this is the only time, by the way, that he mentions any DAWs. He never, ever mentions DAWs, ever, not by name, in any of his previous posts. Again, I would show you this, but everything's been scrubbed from the internet. But he would never name them. This is the first time he's actually ever mentioned them in this post. And it is just kind of like all the big popular names. And interestingly, he includes Logic. I do so wish that we had... I don't actually... Does this show right here? Oh boy, it does! Oh! What's this? What's this? What am I talking about? Why, those look like Windows buttons. Those are Windows buttons. What does Logic run on? Not Windows. So it's possible you could still use Logic on, maybe he has a separate machine. Maybe he has a Mac machine somewhere and he recorded this on his Windows machine. Also, by the way, down there's the obvious Windows icon, right there. But anyways, maybe he has a Mac machine somewhere. Maybe he goes to a studio and uses it. Who knows? But I'm inclined to believe no. Gosh, I'm just on a roll with this story. I'm sorry. I've not been looking over at chat. Saudi said, I did Hug Zombies opening theme in like 8 hours, but it's like 30 seconds long. Yeah, I think I had done some like quick little ditties for Mr. Orc as well in a pretty short amount of time, a couple of hours. Wrathwood, okay. He drank this Kool-Aid. He drank his own Kool-Aid, yes. It was like a custom plugin. Audacity runs VSTs, so that's cool, I guess. All the DAWs, I mean, PS has that AI gen shit too. PS? Personas? What's PS? Someone entered DAW hell? Unless they use Boot Camp, which isn't working on the M series Mac, or a VM, I doubt they use a Mac. I don't know. It's all speculation. There's going to be a lot of that. I will say, all right, let me go ahead and pause our story here for just a moment. So we technically never got official proof. He claims, and now I am 99% sure, as is with everyone else, that he's just using AI. However, he does claim that he used these custom Digital Fusion plugins and scripts. So it's a little bit more advanced. He later claims, let's see if I have that picture. Can we pull that picture up? I gotta like flip through these pictures and figure out which one it is that he claims it. I think it's this one actually. Is it this one? My little Fusion system instead of produces create a script that I upload to it. That's kind of it. That's not. I think I have a better one in here. I think it's this one. Yeah, okay, here we go. Sorry about that. All right, so he says, writing my own code and placing where the music goes is Digital Fusion, not just a prompt saying, create an epic symphony. I have access to over 22 gigs of sounds and instruments. I am not sure what he means by that. The guy above it, okay, who cares? So, Yeah, so here he talks about he writes his own code. I think there's another one as well. Is it this one? That's the one I just opened now. Is it this one? Okay, yeah, here he goes into it a little bit more. 20 years of digital music experience with various DAWs, OpenVino, direct builds, 22 gigs of library. Who knows what the fuck that means? Because in the music space, like with VSTs and libraries, 22 gigs is fucking nothing. IE Core API and a custom script built custom script system that I built with C++. I created music as a hobby for years, though I didn't care to share anything until August this year. Sus. My wife said I was stupid and was wasting my talent. The Halloween Tracks 2 is kind of where things started tipping over on ARM Web as well, because he talked about wanting to produce like a 40-track Halloween album by Halloween, which was, I think at the time, was 40 days. So basically that was like one track a day, which is crazy. 22 gigs of sounds could be a single VST these days. It depends if it uses samples, but yeah, certainly. Would Audacity even accept MIDI input? I'm not sure. To be honest, I don't even use Audacity that much. Other people could probably clarify better than me. But as far as I'm aware, Audacity is more of an audio editing tool, not so much a workstation for making music. It does have some effects. You could do some light audio mixing in there. Like if you had your bandmates come over and record some drums and some guitar and whatever, you could mix that all down, but it's not a serious audio production tool, music production tool. Just like I said, audio editing is really what it's more for. The guy made a tech lab, not a music studio. So anyways, yeah, so here we go. So he does claim he has this. So as I was saying, like, we never saw definitive proof of any of this. He would often be very cagey about this stuff. He would claim that it was basically proprietary, so he couldn't really share it with anyone. But he did show his process in that video that I brought up earlier, where you can see behind the play button here, you can see where it says loading loading music. I don't know, it's really kind of fuzzy. I'm not really sure what this word's supposed to be. Generation AI something. But anyways, you can see it's this is a music generation AI. That's a little bit easier to read here. So yeah, anyways, so in this video you can see that he was using the AI thing. In the YouTube comments here, hang on a second. This one, I think they're the same. Honestly, I don't know. So you can kind of see some of his code back here. Now, I had someone who's a little bit more familiar with. In fact, I'll kind of zoom in on that because I know Ace knows some programming as well. One of my boots on the ground people also is familiar with programming and said that there's a lot of things here that's written out. This I think it's this STD wow STD count that's basically just kind of sending a log message. And this string here, we have no verification if there's another layer that may be reading the strings that are going out to the log. But in a normal like programming environment, this would just be sent to like your debug log, and that's it. It's not serving any function other than telling you stuff. Wouldn't surprise me that this runs on Docker container using just Audacity to make music. Yeah. Ace, Audacity doesn't have the MIDI interface. If you open a MIDI file in Audacity, it turns into something called a note track that enables playback, but you would not really be able to do much. AI STDs, this is what this dude has. using the STD library to do some basic stuff. I lost me at strings and logs. Strings and logs is about the limit of my programming knowledge. But the STD count command here is basically just sending out, logs. So unless it's being read by another layer or something, this is otherwise pretty useless. Yeah. STD standard library. Okay. Well, there you have it. Thank you, Ace. So anyways, we have no proof that maybe he does have some fucking wizardry here where he's just slapping on the keyboard, typing out all of the commands, and basically he's typing the commands and all the AI is doing is literally just taking the code and making it into music. That's what trackers are for, though. But anyways, if that's what he's doing, like he's basically literally writing code to make the song, then okay. I don't know why he wouldn't maybe show that process more, because the videos that he did show didn't really prove anything. Like, this was the only glimpse of the code, and if I recall correctly from the video, it was only there for like a brief second. Basically, when the AI plugin was launched, it opened up the C++ and he basically hit enter because it was already written, right? So basically it was there for probably less than a second before it was minimized and went back to Audacity. So we didn't really see him interact with the code at all. So there is a possibility that there is some truth to what he is saying. What I would say as a rebuttal to that is, if that is true, let's pretend that it's true, that he has some wizardry skills here and he's basically making a computer sing through writing a whole bunch of C++. Number one, show that off. That's pretty cool. Number two, just, I don't know, like, it seems so weird to be like, why would you delete all of your stuff? Like, just show the receipts that that's what you are doing. Like, there's no way that you're not aware of the discourse around AI. Maybe you would be wary of using the terms AI. There's also other ways of doing this. I mean, what the fuck do you think synthesizers are? All the software synthesizers that we use, that musicians use, are basically code, right? They make the sound. All you have to do is now send it some code to make notes. Like, there's definitely cool ways of making legitimate code music, right? You can do that. I just don't know why he's so cagey about it, because it just makes him look more suspicious. And I think that's, like, if he has something there, why would he make himself look so suspicious? Like I said, if he has something cool, just show it off. Or just give us something so we know that, like, provide the receipts, man. If he has plugins that does what he says it does, he's selling the wrong product. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things about this that's just so weird. The way that he describes it is always pretty vague. Like, we have this email here. This is actually not from one of the screenshots from my boots on the ground, but the email itself came from one of the Redditors. So here he says, "Hi, this is to, I'm not sure what studio or something. I'm not sure who he's contacting here, but anyways, it's like a game studio or something. I think he's trying to pitch his skills to someone. Thank you for reaching out and considering me for this opportunity. I'm excited about the prospect of working with your studio and contributing to your project. The offer of $380 per track, which which is insane, is appreciated. It's insane when we consider that it's fucking AI music. And I'm interested in learning more about the specifics of the role and your expectations. As you might know, I produce my music using a custom system called Digital Fusion. This system integrates Audacity, OpenVino AI, i.e. Core API, and custom C++ scripts. Again, he doesn't really clarify on what those scripts are, which I have meticulously developed over the years. Due to its complexity, here's the bullshit. Due to its complexity and uniqueness, it cannot be taught to others, making me a true solo artist. What do you mean it cannot be taught to others? This is horseshit. This is literal horseshit. If you could learn it, then others can learn it. It's just that what you're doing is you're making it sound like it's something mystical. So that way it sounds complicated and complex, so you can't show it off. But the truth is that it's probably pretty simple. It's probably you just feeding some strings into the debug log, pretending that those strings mean anything, and then running a fucking AI prompt to generate your music. Digital Fusion allows me to write scripts akin to sheet music. Oh, that's the one that I wanted to pull out here. That's really the quote that I was looking for. He calls it the same as sheet music. But, like, if we look at this, can we go back to this one here? Like, if we look down here, you can see down here where it's just like, okay, here's the track title, the instruments, I don't know what the V2, V3, V9, V1, I guess that's maybe like, maybe the name of the library that he's activating. Voices, and then just I assume he wants like a choir but first of all, that's probably not how you would write it out. Like this, actually, hang on a second. This makes no fucking sense. This just struck me just now. This makes no fucking sense. This is not musical in any way. It would not make any sense even if you're a programmer who's writing code to make music. You would probably want to define a determined length. Music is music because of determined lengths. Right? Like, we have patterns, but patterns can only exist because of the time between each beat. You would not just say That doesn't mean anything. You'd probably want to do one like 1-1 or 2-1 or I don't know, whatever. Like, you would type out a length. Right? This is fucking nonsense here, unless that's how the library is labeled. In which case, how do you fucking remember space space and then down here we have this more fucking nonsense. This is voice 12.3 right. This is, and then he goes into instruments like here again, but not like if this would, none of this makes sense for music. Like, why would none of this makes sense. None of this fucking makes sense. He even has comment here: print, track title, instrument, choral manipulation. How does this manipulate? Again, if it was manipulating, I don't know, vibrato or something, you would specify like the vibrato in hertz. If it was, I don't know, the openness of the mouth, you would probably specify a time length. You wouldn't just be mashing the A and H key, because that doesn't fucking make sense. You need a determined amount of time. Or if you don't need a determined amount of time, if you wanted to be random, that would probably be a fucking function of your fucking software. You'd probably type in random value between here and here. Either way, it still needs to know some time length, because music works in time. This makes no fucking sense. Anyways, so this is all fucking nonsense here. I am basically at, we'll say 99.9 repeating infinitely. We might as well just round up to 100% sure this is bullshit. We're looking at bullshit in front of our faces. This was bullshit to make us think he did something cool. But, it's nothing. It's nothing. Anyways, yeah, this is nothing like sheet music. Even, let's face it, even if this was, is there a scroll bar in this picture? Damn. Does it say how many lines? Lines, 86. 86. There's 86 lines. No. And we're on 44? No. There's no fucking way, dude. You're telling me your song we'll be generous here. We'll be generous. And we'll say that the song starts, nice voice crack, here on 42. We'll say that it starts, even though that's just the fucking title. We'll say that it starts here on 42. There are 86 lines. That means there's 44. There's 44 more lines for the song. There's no way. There's no fucking way 44 lines of this fucking gibberish here is making a whole fucking 2-3 minute long song. It's so stupid. There's nothing sheet music like about this. Sheet music is not fucking 44 lines. Anyways, okay, back to the email. Sorry, boy. Sorry, we had to analyze that for a minute because this whole thing where he says his scripts are akin to sheet music, it's the biggest piece of bullshit I have ever seen written in an email. I've ever seen a person write in their life. When you're talking that your quote-unquote sheet music is 44 fucking lines of bullshit code. And I'm being generous, by the way, because I included the fucking track title. Sorry. Hang on. We'll go back to the email in just a second. Let's see. A said this is mainly a thing in C++ added via a header file. Most other languages have a lot of built-in methods and the like. In C# you can do console.writeLine, whatever, to write in the terminal. I do wonder how he interacts with his model. If he has plugins that does what he says it does, he's selling the... Yeah, I read that one. He's aware or we wouldn't have tried... He's aware or he wouldn't have tried the obfuscated process. Yep, yeah. There are ways to random gen melodies with synths. Yeah, you are correct. There was actually, I wish I could remember it for this video. Way before AI Stable Diffusion was a thing. I don't even know if you would call it AI. There was like a sort of a music generator, but it was more like procedural generation, like the same kind of algorithms and processes that you would find for like roguelites and stuff. You set up some rules, you set up some basic rules, some basic functions, and then through an algorithm it will kind of pick and choose and just generate a song through that. The most famous, although he's kind of fallen off a little bit here, Ashens actually used that tool for his to the intros of his videos. Let me pull up an Ashens video just so we have that. It's only like 3 notes, I think. But anyways, it's basically a tool that would just like pick and choose random notes. But point is like, yeah, stuff like this has existed, but you'd still like have to, I don't know, give time and stuff. Hello. Yeah, that little boot doop boot doop boot doop was the music generation thing. Hello. And he's been using that beginning since he's existed on YouTube. Can you still sort by oldest? Yeah, here we go. Let's go to like this one. I think it's probably even here. Hello. Oh, just kidding. Nope. I wonder when he started using that. Let's go down to, I don't know. How about 15 years ago? No, but he does have the intro now. Anyways, I guess it doesn't matter. You can... There it is.
Hello.
So, yeah, for 15 years, right? So this is way before Stable Diffusion. That was all, like, randomly generated music. So, like, there's definitely algorithms and stuff that can do it. It's existed. I don't know, man. It's just easier to make music that write all this code. Yeah. Yeah, all that code, all 44 fucking lines of it, after a bit of digging, OpenVINO essentially creates two files. IR works like a descriptor and a weight file, so with a bit of coding, you could send some info into the model, and you can convert the data that the model sends you to something usable. It's 120 BPM for 4 time, obviously. Not so advanced, though, boy. Which, by the way, I do have OpenVINO here. I probably should have showed this off much earlier in this stream, but this is OpenVINO. It's a product by Intel, and it's basically a stable diffusion model for music generation that you can run locally on your machine, rather than through like AI servers or whatever. So I guess that's cool. I'm not sure where his claim of 22 gigabytes of... Is it this one? I don't know. Yeah, here we go. The 22 gig library. We already kind of talked about that already, where it's just like, who knows what the fuck that means, because like a sound library for like Contact can easily get over 32 gigs. I think my violin library alone is probably like 38 gigabytes, and that's just for the violin. Anything else, I think my piano is 16 gigabytes. Anyways, these things can get pretty heavy. So yeah, 22 gigs is fucking nothing. Anyways, so that was the whole process, and then as I explained, it all kind of came in a head when he made the $1,200 challenge here with Turtlebox. I already showed this off. Turtlebox, we can actually read his response here. Before OP goes, it's not AI. Let me make an offer. I will directly PayPal you $1,200 if you provide actual evidence you composed this entire track in Audacity. $1,200? That's a fucking lot. Like, hell yeah. Dude, it's like if someone said, "Prove you're a real musician, and I'll pay you $1,200." It's like, yeah, here's the fucking keys to the kingdom. You can watch me do it. I'll stream myself live making some fucking doodles. I don't know, like, if there's $1,200 on the line, I don't know why he would not make it more obvious than that. Instead, he posted this video, which we already talked about, where he doesn't really show the process. He does, however, show AI music being generated, which was the most incriminating thing. If he wanted to not incriminate himself, maybe he probably wanted to show off that code a little bit more. Besides, it's kind of crazy to me as well, like, if he wanted to even protect the code, like, I think the video format is probably almost one of the best ways to do it too, right? Because, like, who's gonna sit there and, like, hand copy the code? I know some people might, but it's a pretty big deterrent. It's a fucking video. You're gonna have to, like, if you have to scroll, you'd have to, like, wait for him to scroll a little bit, pause, copy that code, wait for him to scroll a little bit, pause, copy that code. Like, I'm sure maybe if it was really that amazing of code, maybe someone would be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna steal that. But honestly, like, what a hassle just to fucking do that. I think any programmer who is interested in this stuff would probably know how to just do it themselves, have their own process. He took the bait, yeah. Bro, I'd hire a symphony for 10 seconds. Damn it, I don't have the fucking screenshot. You talk about 10 seconds. Boy, this made me laugh. I wish I had a screenshot. So he had a commission thread, which, by the way, this is where he's a fucking scammer. We'll get into this later. I do any of these screenshots? Yes. I do have one. So he did actually scam some people on music, and while many of his songs that he had posted were actually for free, he did them for free, thankfully. He did, however, have a commission thread where you could commission him to make a piece for you, and a piece of music for you. And I think this is the scummiest fucking thing that he could do. Because nowhere in the post did he ever claim that it was AI. He didn't even use this digital fusion and blah 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 whatever bullshit. He didn't put those things. He didn't start talking about these tools, these APIs or whatever that he was using until people started calling him out. And I guess he might have just assumed, oh well, people don't know what these fucking tools are and they're not going to look it up, so I'll just sound smart if I say I'm using them and no one will look into it any further. So, anyways, he never claimed on his commission thread that he was using these tools. He never told anyone that's how he was making music. He did, however, make sure to be clear that he has many, many years of experience as a musician. And so he was scamming people out of their money for AI-generated music, where he never claimed it. And the prices were fair, I would say. They were pretty fair, but they were also in line with some of the other musicians who were offering their services for RPG Maker, which is to say pretty cheap when it comes to independent musicians. RPG Maker seems to have a pretty like the economy of commission artists is much cheaper than, I don't know, other more serious people out there. But anyways, but still kind of a fairly normal price. Of course, he also had the silly fucking pricing of, it was priced by second, which is so stupid. I wonder if he had control over that. Hang on, can we go back to the OpenVino page? That just occurred to me too. Okay, you can specify the duration. Okay, that's good. I was worried that, like, I don't know, he was charging by the second because like if I recall from like Sonos and Udio, they, like, when you put in a prompt, you don't really get to specify the duration of the song. It just makes a song and it ends whenever, and usually it's far too long. Even a 2-minute song gets like way too repetitive. But anyways, I guess this is why he was charging by the second, because he could type in the exact second value, which is weird for musicians. Most musicians charge by the minute, and they'll probably round down or up depending how close they are to the next minute. Because when it comes to music, it's really hard to make songs that are exactly to a certain second. So charging per second is certainly weird, but it was like 3 cents. No, what was it? It was 3.5 cents per second, which is sort of funny because what happens if it lands on an odd number of seconds? I mean, I assume he would just fucking round up or down, but it's still funny. Like, why even bother specifying the half second? Why even charge per second? You owe me a hay penny, dear sir. Boy, I haven't seen a hay penny in the past century. What is this, power bill? So anyways, yeah. Oh gosh, look at all those pictures I have open. So yeah, he had his stupid commission thread, which unfortunately he was charging people real money for AI generated music and not specifying that fact. Faster songs need more bars. Yes, actually, you're correct. I had jokingly said, I made myself laugh. I think I'm a pretty funny guy sometimes. I jokingly said, man, I'd love to hire you for 2 seconds. Gosh, maybe in my budget, I might be able to stretch it out to 3 seconds, but I don't know. I'm really pushing it from 3 seconds. Fucking stupid. Anyways. Who's gonna... I mean, he opened himself up to that. Like, anyone could go in there and be like, hey, I want a 3-second song. It's so stupid. I actually, since this fucking open Vino thing is free, I would love to see what it generates in 3 seconds. It's just a bang. That's it. Gosh, there's so much that. Oh, I forgot the piano is still on. My bad. That was like the PSP sound. Or the PlayStation sound, whatever. Anyways, please hook me up for 5 seconds song. Guys, there's so much to talk about. Theme 6 for 3 seconds. So, like, one thing I wanted to point out before we kind of like read this message here from Greybard. So, one reason why originally I didn't think it was AI is because actually it was really shitty. The thing is that AI tends to produce pretty, like, I don't know what to call it. It's pretty, like, pop polished, radio polished music, right? You know, you still get this noise that's kind of in the upper end that you can hear, but overall, it's generally a pretty polished, if not very boring song, right? So originally, you know, I was suspicious of him, but I didn't really think it was AI. I even like gave it a real attempt to listen to a handful of the songs that he had posted, and like they had just weird problems with them. Yeah, AI usually makes agreeable music. Like, it's usually fine. Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. So his stuff was just really bad. It sounded like stuff that sounded like mistakes humans would make. Now, I suppose you can train an AI to make very human errors in it. I remember a few streams ago we were kind of dicking around with ChatGPT's like text-to-speech kind of AI voice generation thing, and I was surprised that it would just naturally kind of throw in uhs and ums and stutters into it. So obviously, like, you can train AI to have very human mistakes, but it's also sort of like, why? These were also very ugly mistakes. I understand, like, in my own music, I often try to get away from the MIDI grid. There are many times where I intentionally introduce mistakes into my own song to make it feel not so computer, you know, locked into the computer, synchronized to the beat. You know, I'll shift things off beat. Not just use the humanized thing, but I'll even, like, just turn grid snapping off entirely and just do my best to click onto the grid. Other things as well. You know, you even have, like, some of the contact libraries will even include, like, human sounds, like extension effects, I think is what they call them, which is just, like, you might hear, like, the pianist, like, shuffling around in their seat or whatever, or you can hear them breathe and whatever. You can hear, like, different sounds of the musician and stuff. And I usually like to also kind of include some of those as well into my own song. If not through the extension effects, there's even been times where I've even gone as far as recording my own self making those kind of sounds to, again, kind of bring some humanity into it. But again, it's all about just adding a nice little bit of a touch of humanity inside of all this, like, computer locked and synced kind of music. But I try to be pretty subtle about it. It's really just there, Reaper humanize. I do use the humanize thing, but it still feels, it's fine. It's fine for a quick pass, but, you know, Reaper lets you offset time and velocity, so it doesn't sound so perfect. It's pretty helpful. I know, and I use the human. Most DAWs have the humanize effect. Even fucking piece of shit Mixcraft that I used had humanize. I don't like using the humanize that often. I do use it sometimes, for the record, especially for like drums. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being an old man about things, but I definitely prefer just going in there, just turn snapping off, and then just do my best to align things to the grid, but you know, allowing for the human mistake to be there of not aligning it perfectly to the grid, as well as the other things I was talking about, the quote-unquote extension effects of like breathing and whatever, just different things, mistuned notes, whatever. I'm so sloppy, I have to quantize. Here's the thing is, I do everything with a mouse for the most part. I do have this guy, but this gosh, that was so loud. God, that pierced my ears. Holy shit. This guy is a new addition. I do have this wonderful piece of shit right here. I hate this fucking thing. So if I didn't need to use it, I wouldn't use it. There are only sometimes I would like kind of doodle around to try to find the right kind of chords I'm looking for, or maybe try to play a melody, try to find a melody that kind of fits within the key or whatever I'm looking for. But I didn't really perform with this thing. It was just kind of for doodling, and then once I found it, I would go in with my mouse and click the notes in. This thing... I need to stop doing that. This thing here is new, and I've had some fun doing some performances. So far, I haven't actually recorded any. I'm a terrible pianist, if you hadn't heard earlier. So I would probably also be using a lot of quantize if I did have to record my performance with it. We'll see in the future. It does have the booper pads, but it also has these MIDI knobs. I will admit, I actually probably use the MIDI knobs a lot more than these things here. Because it's pretty easy to sync these up with like Massive, especially Massive, because Massive is great for this, because Massive has 8 assignable MIDI knobs, and so you could easily assign those MIDI knobs to these physical knobs, which made it great. It was super cool to just like fuck around with Massive with these knobs here. These things, on the other hand, are basically like a MIDI note way down here, and oftentimes it was not as easy to assign them to like a specific drum, not without opening up Akai's piece of shit fucking software. Man, everyone, this is totally another topic. Everyone complains about the piece of shit bloatware software that comes with, typing keyboards. Boy, you have no idea about piece of shit bloatware fucking software that comes with piano keyboards. I hate Akai's software. I hate also that I have to, like, give them my personal information to even use the software. Buddy, I already bought your product. You do not need to sell my data. You have already received my money. I hate this fucking piece of shit. Sorry, that's a different rant. Anyways, I've gone off topic here. I like to add a lot of humanization to my own songs, but it's always in a subtle effort. Now, for Morte's songs, there were human errors in them, but they would just sound like unintentional human errors from an amateur. For example, I did mention, oh, nice to have you here, Mr. Orc. I did mention that he did a lot of, like really like soft piano stuff, very pretty. And then it's just like all of a sudden you have these soft notes, and then it's just that one random note that's just like all of a sudden 127 velocity, and then everything else is at a beautiful 60. So yeah, that was one of the things that had stuck out to me. There's a couple of songs that just sound mixed really, really poorly, almost as if it didn't even sound like it's not just the mix. It almost sounded like there was 2 different songs that had just been like stacked on top of each other. It sounded just really bad. Not one. Yeah, I know, Wrath. Oh, wait, you kind of came in. I think you'd missed it. Sorry, because you came in kind of late. To clarify, I don't have any of his music because he has completely wiped himself off the face of the internet. He took everything down. Everything. Every account, every website, everything. All the videos are gone, all the music is gone, and unfortunately, none of us wanted to download his fucking garbage music. I can't believe I started that sentence with the word unfortunately. But yeah, unfortunately, none of us downloaded his fucking terrible music. Yeah, specifically the Sakura track. Yeah, that's the one I had in mind when I was saying that. It just sounded like two fucking songs stacked on top of each other. Yeah, Orc knows what I'm talking about. So, yeah. I'm sorry, I can't provide the receipts on the music. You'll just have to take my word on all of this. But like I said, I think the receipt is the lack of receipts. Honestly, that is the receipt. The fact that he deleted anything. An innocent man doesn't just go and nuke everything about himself on the internet. It's not what an innocent man does. So I think it's a fair assumption to say it was AI garbage. And to get us back on track here, like I said, he was charging money for his music, and he unfortunately did scam at least one known person. Here we have Graybard, who said, so I purchased music from him. He's a friend on my Discord now, and he swears he's legit. But as a game dev who's been part of this community for a while, I'm concerned about using his music in my game now. When I asked him, did you use AI to make my music and all the other tracks you've been promoting? He replied, you have two ways you can use it. Tap into libraries directly with your own code and music so it writes it perfectly using the prompt. If you notice, I put the file location in the prompt and the seed I created. That's part of my music system, and it's ungodly difficult to explain. Or you can just use the prompt and put in stuff like 70s music. The outcome is completely random and pretty bad if you do it that way, and is what I would consider generated AI content. I don't use the second way because it doesn't generate quality content, nor does it generate anything I want to generate. I create things directly with my builds as if I was using a DAW, but you're not. You're not, are you now, to make them? Nobody will ever understand because, no, I think people will understand because they don't use or know my custom system. Hell, I can't even find a way to contact the mods. They have fully shut me out, dude. My music is 100% legit, and I have over 50 tracks monetizing on SoundCloud right now that passed AI inspections. It passed AI inspections because your songs sound like garbage, dude. I guess you know what? It sounds like you were using that second way that doesn't generate quality content because you weren't really generating quality content, now were you? Here's the thing that I just realized. Man, I wish my boots on the ground, or for that matter, anyone else. I guess even sorry, I shouldn't be pointing fingers at people. I'm the reporter here. I could have done my due diligence in this as well. Sorry, all of us, my boots on the ground and me. I'm so sorry. We should have actually reached out to Graybard to ask if we could see the files that he included with it. I know Graybard is like part of the community, right? Does anyone have his contact? Maybe we can reach out to him right now. I don't know if he'd be awake or not, but hell, I mean, why not try? Can I just search Graybard? Or did I think I just... Oops, I sent a friend request. How do I use this fucking app? I don't know. I'm too old. Hang on. We gotta switch cameras here. And I gotta move this over to my screen that's larger. My larger screen. I gotta look at this, and we're gonna... Yeah, add friend. Can we just search Gray... Biosynthetica? Okay, cool. Let's just... why don't we search that on Steam, then? Is it on Steam? I guess I could just... Let's just... Google search. Biosynthetica. That sounds like a name that should just come up. It is on Steam. That's good. Does he have a... He does have a Discord. Alright, cool. Hang on. Let's see if he's available. And if he is... socializing, sure. I don't know what any of this shit is. I don't care. Are we still on my other camera? Yeah, okay. I'll move this over here. Let's check the members list. Is JE the develop? It says developers, so is that Graybard? I don't know, that's confusing. I don't know how this stuff works. I guess I'll just send this dude a message. Hey, JE. I know you don't know me, but I am currently streaming and discussing the drama surrounding Morte Eternal. I was wondering first if you are Graybard. I keep wanting to use the British spelling. And if you are, you had mentioned in a Reddit post that you had purchased some music from him, and he included an additional file that was a generated output from his super secret sauce music generation coding thing. If you happen to still have that file, would it be possible for you to send it my way? There we go. Send him a message. We'll see if he replies back to me. Maybe we'll have something happen live in the stream. Didn't D7 stream that game a while back? You know, he's on the beta testers Discord too. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not on the beta testers Discord. I really don't use Discord that much. I mainly use it for my own Discord, and then a couple of other Discords that I just use to keep up with products. And Ernest, well, really, I'm in Ernest. Actually, Ernest Discord falls under the same thing, as I'm in it there to keep up with his game. But anyways, yeah, I'll check back in. Oh, it looks like he's in the RPG Maker, the r/RPG Maker Discord, which I'm also in. Anyways, well, I'll check back in on Discord to see if he replies to me. But anyways, I sent him a message now, and we'll see if we can see that file. But yeah, I would be curious to see what that is. I probably wouldn't be able to read it, so I hope Ace can, if we do receive it, Ace can stick around and he can look at it and tell us what we're looking at. But I'd be curious to see it, because I think that file contains his secret sauce that he was talking about. He can't possibly... nobody will ever understand. It's so fucking pretentious. This and the email that we had earlier, I hate how he phrases this every time. It's the most pretentious fucking loaded bullshit ever. Here, it cannot be taught to others. Get the fuck out of here. I didn't even finish reading this now, did I? We read the most important part of that. Anyways. So, I'll be honest, I don't understand composing music. This is back to Graybard now. I'll be honest, I don't understand composing music, but it sounds to me like he possibly used some music he's created, but has AI help revise it, or generate newer music using pre-made tracks. I could be completely wrong. Can someone possibly decipher what he said to me in the Music Composing for Dummies law? I guess my next step is determining what to do with the music he's made that I paid for. Thankfully, my game is far from being released, so I have time to figure this out. I 100% don't want to use something in my game that was unethically made. I also gave him a couple of shoutouts, so I want to ensure the community that I had zero idea how his music was being made, and if it was AI generated. I do not in any way support content creators from using AI to sell or market themselves. Also, anyone who has played my demo, none of his music is featured in it. All music I purchased from him was to be used in my full game in the near future. Maybe not now, though. Also, he says, oh, wait, I think I understand what he's saying. So he actually didn't compose the music himself. He told the AI how he wanted it to sound, tweaked the prompt, and the AI composed a song. So essentially, I could have paid for an AI music service to compose what he did for me myself, right? Yeah, basically. This was right down here. This was Morte Eternal himself, but like I said, he has scrubbed himself completely from the internet. But he had said you can download these free-to-use tracks directly from my SoundCloud. I have provided credit info if you need to use in the description of the tracks on SoundCloud. No response from Gray Bard, but there you have it. So yeah, so unfortunately, someone did fall victim to this. There have been a few other ports that we saw floating around. I will say, although it was Turtlebox who did sort of, or not sort of, he was the one that kind of blew the lid off this whole thing, thanks to his challenge. There have been some other like unfounded speculation that's been circling. I'm not sure who kind of started circling them around, if it was Turtlebox himself or if it was other people, but they were saying that he's made $11,000 off of his AI generated music. As far as I can tell, there's no receipts of this. My boots on the ground and I had done some research on this topic, but we're not able to find any evidence of it other than Reddit posts claiming that he had made $11,000. So I don't know how true that is. In fact, I'm inclined to believe that it's not true. I think, thankfully, he did not actually scam too many people. I think because he was having trouble making money through his commissions thread, that he kept adjusting the prices and stuff like that. So I'm going to quit game dev. Also, some AI music seems more lucrative. No kidding. If he actually made that. Actually, there's a funny aside to that. Another story where someone actually did do that. Someone beat you to the punch. We'll come back to that. So, anyways, I don't think he was actually making $11,000 off of this, because, like I said, he was constantly adjusting his pricing on his commissions thread. He had even claimed in one of the posts that he was not really getting that many sales. So I think it was pretty clear that he was actually not making that much money. This Game Jam really seemed like an ad for his services. Oh, we haven't even gotten to Game Jam. God, there's so much to cover in this. It's funny. I thought that I would have some time to play. Speaking of Jam, I was going to play some of those Game Jam games. I don't know if I'm even going to get to those today, because here we are still talking about it. There's just so much stuff I want to cover in all of this bullshit. And we'll have even more if Gray Bard is able to see my message before, the stream ends. But anyways, yeah. So I don't think he actually made that much money off of doing this, thankfully. There's only maybe a couple of people who were unfortunately scammed by him. Another claim I've seen circulating around as well is that the whole claim of him being like a musician of 20 years of experience and his whole identity apparently was stolen from another artist. So there's a real artist who is that person that Morte has just assumed. However, once again, me and my boots on the ground could not find any evidence of this. At least searching Morte Eternal through like search engines, I went through like 5 pages, and the only Morte Eternal that I could find that was referenced in any of this was this guy that we're talking about here. There was no other musician by that name. I don't know if he used other names. Maybe Morte Eternal had used another name previously, and that other name was the same as another musician. But from my own searching, this did not seem to be true, or I couldn't find any evidence of it, at least. So, yeah. So just to put that out there, there are some false things that are going around about this. Who knows? Try my jam, use music, AI gen artist. That is actually kind of what it was. We don't have any screenshots of the actual game jam itself. We do have screenshots of the kind of post-mortem of it here. So, he did actually host a game jam game. Fortunately, once again, not too many people joined, so unfortunately it wasn't a huge loss to too many people. His game jam was basically it was sort of an advertisement for his own stuff. Basically, the winner was going to get I think he said it was three songs that could be used in a commercial game, which, wow, now that we know that it's AI, super generous of you. Woo, a whole whopping 3 songs. Wow. What is that? That's like 15 minutes of work? Boy, you really put in the effort on that one, didn't you? So, yeah, that was the whole thing, is that you'd get his music, which he wanted placed in a commercial game, because that was one of the rules, is that you had to have a game that was currently in development, that was planned to be commercial, so you could use those 3 songs that he, quote unquote, made for you in your commercial game. So yeah, it was basically a game jam, so you know, you could advertise his stuff, and he could advertise his stuff. Also potentially dangerous for commercial game devs to not know the origins of their materials. Indeed. This is becoming. I'm gonna get that's. I want to talk about that right now. You've touched on a point, but it's kind of the conclusion I want to make to all of the talking points. So I'll save it. That did, however, remind me. I did say that I said there's another story about generating some AI music. It's more lucrative. I don't know if you heard the story, but there was a dude on Spotify who did just that. He was actually 100% a real musician. This is such a relatable story too. I fucking know what this dude went through. So this was a legitimate musician who had put his music up on Spotify, but was making basically zero money off of it. And so what he decided to do was just generate a bunch of AI music and post it on Spotify. Like, he realized that it just became a numbers game. Like, even if one song is just generating, you know, maybe 10 cents a month, well, he can have 10 songs up, and that's generating $1. But man, making 10 songs, that's a whole album. That can take some bands anywhere from 1 year to, in the case of like the Cinematic Orchestra's, fucking 7 years to do, right? So, gosh, it's not really lucrative to be a real musician. So he just generated a bunch of, just a shit ton of AI songs and flooded Spotify with that music. And became super fucking rich doing it. Unfortunately, however, he did get charged criminally for that. Which is too bad. I honestly, you know, it sucks because like that's taking away real money from real musicians. But honestly, Spotify is such a shithole. I don't know. I kind of almost wish that would have been a reckoning for them to change their policy, because I'm pretty sure AI music is still a huge problem on Spotify. I think in Drew Gooden's video, we always skip to the end, the conclusion, but somewhere in there, I do believe he Yep. Right here. He does talk about AI music on.
I don't plan on reading, obviously, because
He does talk about AI generated music on Spotify.
Write down. Wait, why do all these songs sound exactly the same? Who are any of these artists? Seems like kind of a weird coincidence that they're all just first name, last name. Their profile photo is the album artwork of one of their EPs. They have no bio and no links to any social media. Most of them didn't start uploading music until this year, and yet they've ended up in these extremely popular playlists created by Spotify themselves. And what's going on with this guy's foot? There's some.
So, anyways, yeah. So it would have been nice if, what had happened was this story broke about the dude making millions of money, and then more people flocked into Spotify to flood it with even more AI, and I don't know, hopefully make AI change its AI, well, yeah, that too. Spotify change its practices. Anyways, but you're right. You're onto something, Mr. Orc. Someone has already gone and done that and made millions of monies. Sure, we'll go with that. Millions of monies off of generating AI music, posting it to Spotify, and laughing all the way to the bank, where the cops are waiting for him. So don't generate as much music as he did. Just generate enough to make a livable income, so you don't raise suspicions. And you're set. There you go. If life has taught you anything, I hope it has taught you that being fair, being honest, being truthful, having all of the valuable virtues that are, valued by society, get you nowhere in life. If you want to be successful in life, be a liar. Be a fraud. Be a fake. Be a scammer. And you'll make it much further in life. Much further. I'm going to let AI do my mapping. Easy money. Millions of fractions of cents. But millions of fractions of cents is basically free money. Like, you generate some fucking AI bullshit music. It took you no time. And then you can spam it onto Spotify. And then you're basically getting passive income. Like, so what? If you get $100 a month from your fractions of cents, that's basically a free $100 a month that you did nothing for, right? Why not? We should all just be scammers. What's the point? What's the point in being an honest human being in this fucking world? Who gives a shit? Because the real winners are the people who fake about their personalities, who fake what they do, who lie about everything, who scam everyone, who take advantage of everyone. We should do that, and all of us will be fucking millionaires. Anyways. Sorry, I'm just going off into a weird philosophy round. Hate the world. Everything sucks. So about the game jam here. So I think there are 6 people who signed up, and actually only 4 submissions actually were submitted. These were the games that I was actually going to play on stream today, but we're an hour and 33 minutes into this. I don't think we're going to make it to the games. I don't think any of them are going to be good because of the actual requirements of the game jam, which was that it had to be basically all RTP. I think. I don't know. He kept changing the rules constantly. Karma, retribution, all things are eventually brought to light. Yeah, if you believe in that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's been plenty of people who have basically stolen their wealth and got away with it. You know, there is survivorship bias here. We hear about all the people who do get caught, but I'm pretty sure there's plenty of millions of others who they don't get reported on because they never get caught. So survivorship bias works both ways. Anyways, yeah. So, what was I saying about the jam? I don't know. It is all supposed to be RTP. I think I have in here. There was Karma is an afterlife thing. It is what it is. Yeah. After I'm dead, I don't give a shit. You guys can fucking rape my corpse. I don't care. I'm dead. I'm gone. You guys have fucking do a line of coke off my fucking cold ass body. I don't give a shit. I'm dead. So if you guys fucking 100 years later, you know, like if I'm dead but I was a serial scammer, it's like, well, I'm already dead. You guys can go ahead and just mock my fucking legacy at this point. Who cares? I already made my wealth. Giggity. Yeah. I'm fucking dead. I literally have zero capacity to care because there's nothing up here. I mean, I guess there's something up there, but it's not ticking anymore. So no ticks, no cares. Cares cannot possibly exist. Anyways, where's actually I don't think it's a screenshot. Hang on. Where are my tabs? Oh, here's the yeah. Okay, so there was some bad news that came out of the whole game jam thing, right? So we had this dude here, Celestial Butterflies. Scammers didn't care while alive either. Yeah, I suppose you're right. So this is kind of sad news. I took a day off work to finish an RPG Maker game jam. Now the whole jam is deleted without any scoring. I feel so defeated and burned out. I will say that was kind of foolish on Celestial Butterfly's part, but it does suck that at the end of the day, despite him doing that, you know, power of hindsight, we can say it's foolish, but despite him doing that, he gained nothing from it. There's some people who, yeah, thank you, Orc. I was gonna say, like, I don't know. I think there are some people who maybe take game jams a little bit too seriously. If you are feeling like you need to take time, like if you need to ruin your social life or ruin your real life for the sake of a game jam, especially one of this nature, like I said, there are 6 people who are signed up to do it, and there's only 4 submissions. So, like, it's not like the GMTK, like, you know, game jam or something like that. It's not like any of these, like, super big ones, where maybe you might get some recognition if you're successful. Even then, I don't know how much of, like, the first place or whatever, top 10 or however many GMTK picks out of his game jam, I don't know how many of those people actually have, like, trickled down into the rest of their game making. I mean, I legitimately don't know. I'm sure there are some people who are like, oh, that was a cool game jam. I'm curious to see what else this person does. So I'm sure there is some sort of a positive effect, but it's probably not a super lot, considering that at least like with YouTube shoutouts, like that's generally how it goes. It's like people will go over, if there's a YouTube shout out, they'll go over to the video that's being shouted out and they'll watch it and it'll get a pretty big boost in views, but very few of those actually translates into actual new watchers of the channels. And even still, the people who actually click on and watch that video that's been shouted out is still a minor fraction of whatever video shouted them out. So it's like, you know, let's say 100% of the viewers who are watching the video that get shouted out, like, or Drew Gooden's gospel video here, only like, let's say we'll be generous here and say like 40% of those viewers go and actually watch that video that's being shouted out. Probably then only maybe, 5 to 10% of those are actually going to become watchers of that channel. And extrapolating those kind of numbers, it's the same kind of thing I think would happen with like game jams. I really don't think it would be a huge bump So I don't know. It's not enough. What I'm trying to get at is it's not enough of a bump to really care about taking the whole day off. So I don't know. Don't no, or not decorate your Christmas tree to your family. I know what you're referencing. Yeah, don't take game jams too seriously. I will say, like, there is another game jam that's going on RM Web. Oh, that's not it. I don't have it open. This is all of my AI shit. This is all of today's topic. Where's here it is. It's open on like my actual like live streaming and regular browser tabs for my everyday use. There we go. Okay, I have it over here now. There is another game jam that just started today. Shout out, speaking of shout outs, on RM Web for a spooky jam. Here's the thing. Don't take it too seriously. There is a cash prize, sort of. It's not actual cash. You just get the DLC. But anyways, Halloween game jam, pretty cool. That's going on. So neat. Yeah. Don't take game jams too seriously. I honestly thought about, actually, funny story. If it wasn't for the fact that the Halloween game jam is going on, if it wasn't for the fact that the Halloween game jam is going on now on RM Web, I was actually kind of considering starting my own game jam to make up for this, because the result of this game jam here, I mean, I don't know. I would probably need the people who had made submissions to this game jam to actually tell me. As far as I'm aware, the people who did actually participate in this game jam never actually got to reap their rewards. There was never judging done on any of the games, and so as a result, they never got their 3 piece of shit AI songs. And now I get it, like, that's not that AI generated songs, it's a pretty garbage reward, but people entered the contents under the pretense that they would get that reward. And whether it's AI generated or not, they are still owed that reward. So to make up for this, I wanted to do sort of a special game jam so these guys had a chance to redeem themselves, and other people could join in as well if they wanted to. I don't know how many people would join. I mean, this dude only got six people who joined, so maybe that would be my turnout as well. But because the RPG Maker Web Halloween game jam is going on, and, you know, obviously a lot of my audience comes from there, I think most of my folks will probably be participating in that. So I don't really want to start the game jam now. Maybe after it passes, maybe I'll consider this some more, but we'll also have to see where I am, because it's going to be a month from now, basically. See how I'm feeling about it at that point, a month from now, if I still want to do it or not. So anyways, it was just something that I was considering, but right now, no. Meg says, please do take needed time out of your lives to enter the RMM game jam. Enter it if you want to do something fun, quick, and stretch your muscles. Please do take, yeah. Please please take time. Don't tend to family needs, and don't carve your jack-o'-lanterns. Instead, hole up inside your room and dedicate every waking hour to this game jam. Because that's the healthiest thing to do. So, do not. So anyways, what's left to cover here, man? We've gone through this. Do not do take no time. I don't even fucking know what you're saying anymore. We didn't really go through all of the pictures, but I think we went through all of the relevant pictures. I've basically, over the course of nearly 2 hours, have kind of covered the whole story, as well as provided some opinion here and there as well. I do think that's covered a lot of the things I wanted to talk about with this situation. I think the main thing is that it sort of it sucks that this happened, right? This guy fooled a lot of people, fooled me, because as I said, I thought I was suspicious of him, but AI was not on my radar. You do get it for the RM Web Game Jam. You do get a badge on RM Web. Maybe I can talk to Meg about making the Where in the World is Carmen Mortiego Game Jam an official one where you get a badge. Can you imagine? You get this little fucking logo. But instead of it saying Morte, it should just be a big question mark. Yeah, anyways. Well, I never wanted to hear AI garbage music more than ever now because we're talking about it. I'm sorry I can't provide. I just thought Mortensen music sucked. Never thought it was AI at first. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing for me. Like I said, I was suspicious of him, but AI certainly was not on my bingo card. Big, claps, kudos to Mr. Orc. He was kind of the one who said, I think it might be AI. He's got an eye for this. I feel like there's a couple of streams ago. Yeah, it was the last stream I did talking about AI, where I played the AI game, where I said, the guy did talk about having his own artist. I think this might actually be an artist's own artwork and not AI generated. And Orc was like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure that's AI, homie. And I was he's got an eye for it. I'm always wrong about this AI shit. Orc, on the other hand, he can just pick it out of a crowd, man. He plays Where's Waldo with the AI shit. Oh, Alice is here. You've pretty much missed the whole damn story. So anyways, so one thing that I do think, and this was kind of my conclusion, that I did kind of want to make about this whole story and the whole thing, is the problem with AI. There's actually a pretty relevant quote I very recently heard from, of all places, a YouTube video. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and play this clip from Adam Something's video, How to Fix Social Media. This was very recently. It's not about AI, and actually the quote itself is not related to technology. But I still think it's pretty relevant because, especially in the case of Morte Eternal's stuff, this was all about lying. And I think AI in general is continuing to be the great lie.
What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all. What can we do then? What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories? And
yeah, that one hits hard. What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all. And this kind of goes back to, like, if Morte is telling the truth that he has some super deep secret technique, the problem is with AI is that it's distorted our view of what the truth is. We no longer can believe what the truth is because of all of the lies. And this is only going to get worse and worse. As AI continues to progress, I think it's going to become harder and harder to discern the truth from the lies. Basically, all this shit is just making the water so much more murkier. And I honestly think that's probably one of the scarier parts of AI. Like, you can use AI to do some pretty nasty scams. We've heard of scams of people impersonating like children, where they would use like AI voice synthesis to basically change their voice into a child's voice, and then they would call the parent and basically pretend like their child is in a hostage situation, and get the parent to basically give up a ransom when their child is not actually even a hostage at all. There's some pretty scary shit like that. But I honestly, I don't even think that's the worst of the situation. The worst of the situation is that truth, whatever the truth is getting harder and harder to determine. I just had an exchange with Arif on the forums. My character, of course, is in his game, and he was politely asking for like some of the music that I've made for my game. And I know that he is not a musician, and so it's unfortunate that I had to take a moment and ask, like, well, you're not a musician, so how? He was actually he didn't just want to use the song. He said he wanted to remix it. That was the thing that he'd said, and so it's like, I know you're not a musician, so why do you want these files? And that came from a place of skepticism, because it's actually, I believe I have also fallen victim to an AI scam. I don't know if you can call it a scam, because I fortunately didn't actually pay any money. I also have no evidence for this, so I don't even want to say the dude's name, because I don't want to falsely accuse him of something. But there was a dude I had reached out to for getting some help with the song, because I know all the music production stuff, but I don't really know the stuff that comes like with music theory and stuff. And I was working on a jazz song. I've been working on this jazz song for a long time. Well, working on it. I've basically just kind of shelved it because I don't know how to do it, how to make it. But as a result, I'd reached out to this other musician about getting some help with it. And he said, yeah, sure, I'll be happy to help. And so I basically gave him what I would consider like the keys to the kingdom. I gave him all the MIDI files and stuff for how to like compose music for fiddle, so he could take that and hopefully make the song that I was looking for. As well as, of course, I gave him that song that I had as well. I gave him more than enough information. And he came back and he's like, okay, well, I have this song here, and there was just some weird things about it. First of all, he came back pretty quickly. I think it was within maybe only 1 or 2 days. He came back within only like maybe 1 or 2 days, and which is, it's not impossible. You definitely can do that. He came back with something that sounded rather polished within 1 to 2 days. Well, rather polished in his contribution. But it's not impossible to come back in 1 to 2 days with that. But it is strange. So, like I said, I don't have any proof that he used AI here, but that was a rather fast turnaround on that. The other weird thing is I gave him like, I just rendered out what I'd already written for the song so far. And so he included that at the beginning, just what I'd written, and then transitioned into his own original part. And the transition between the two parts was really fucking rough and awkward, which was kind of weird. And then I had said, oh, hey, that sounds pretty good, but what you had written doesn't really include like the fiddle motif very much in it, so I'd really like you to include the fiddle motif in it as well. So he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And I had actually made this request a couple of times, because I think he gave me a couple of different drafts as well. And I had said, hey, please include the fiddle motif some more. I like what you're doing, but I want to hear the fiddle motif in it. but he never was able to include it. And eventually, like on like the third time I'd asked him to do it, he just kind of ghosted me. So yeah, again, I don't have any evidence that it was AI, that he was using AI generated music, but you know, that is sort of one of the signs too, is that it's so far right now, AI generation music tools don't really accept MIDI to like transform a certain melody or something into a full song or whatever. And so that's the thing, is I think that's why he might have struggled to add the fiddle motif into what he was generating, because he couldn't. So I don't know. These are all different signs that make me think that he was probably using AI generation as well. Fortunately, he was just doing it for free. That was even his offer. That was even the offer he was making. He's like, hey, I'm just doing this for free to practice my chops. So it's like, sure, no problem. If it's free, then no big deal. I did offer to pay him, because I was like, hey, my game's going to be commercial, and I feel like if my game's going to be commercial, then I at least owe you some money out of this. So please let me pay you. Fortunately, I never did actually pay him. So I didn't lose any money, but I did hand over, you know, MIDI, project files, MP3s, all that stuff. That's all like my own intellectual property that I had handed over to him, to just some stranger on the internet. So that kind of sucks. But I don't know. Hopefully, hopefully he's just a busy dude and decided to move on to something else, and it's not just some AI bro who's just scamming. But either way, point is these scams are going to become more and more frequent as time goes on. I don't think there's really anything that can be done about it, honestly. Pandora's box has been opened on AI. It's been open on AI for a while now. It's been a year or more since it really kind of hit the mainstream, and we are really starting to feel those kind of effects as we see more and more people use it to scam people, to fake their personality, to, I don't know, do all sorts of different things to basically, again, make the waters murky on what's truth and lies. Meg said, oh yeah, sorry, I wasn't able to take a deep look at that. I have ideas for it, but would need to take time to fully understand the motif and chord structure. You need to keep worked into it. Yeah. I don't mind taking another look, but let's talk about the chords and motif with some more detail, because I knew I had to maintain those ideas. The scams will become worse and worse. Yeah. And the scams suck. Like, there's so many problems with AI. So many problems with the scams, all of this shit. You know, false information being generated, intentionally or unintentionally. You know, there are people who may intentionally generate something maliciously with false information through AI, but also very much there are people who just use AI as their source, and AI feeds them false information and they just believe it. There are so many problems, but like I said, I think one of the main things is just how all the AI is doing is just eroding our trust in each other, in what we see, in what we hear, making the waters of truth and lies murky. Yeah. Since Apple rolled out their Apple Intelligence, it wouldn't surprise me that we are in a gold rush. Heck, even NVIDIA is deep into the AI action. Yes, I know. Yeah, I remember talking to my it's my mother, I don't know, probably a couple of months ago at this point. How it sort of sucks that it seems like not long after we got out of the whole Web3 NFT crypto era, where everyone was buying up graphics cards and making computer parts super expensive, right after that we jumped right into the AI craze, where now NVIDIA is still riding high on their high horse, and wanting to charge an arm and a leg for their computer parts. So anyways, what a time to be alive. What a fucking dystopia we live in. Oh, hey, I have messages. See if you. Oops. Oops. Sorry for the. I just got a message from what's his face? Graybard. Oops. Sorry for the late reply. I am streaming, so I didn't see the Discord alert right away. I'll send you the link to my stream now. Please wait a moment. Let me switch cameras real fast. I gotta fish this out. Where is... Here it is. And I need the... Here it is. Here's the stream. Yeah, if you can send everything he had sent you, I would appreciate it. We are really wanting to know about his secret sauce coding seed thing he talked about in more details. So if you have the I don't know, log file, I guess you'd call it. I'll even write that, I guess you'd call it, that was generated from the AI, that would be appreciated. So, okay, I'm not going to be... I guess I'm not going to be tuning out of the... Oh, so great, he's right here. I was typing the message and he's already here. Okay. Hey, Graybard. You've kind of missed the whole story. You've kind of missed the whole story because I had already pretty much talked about my conclusion on this whole story. But there was one loose end in this whole thing. He does talk about quite extensively. He has his, I don't know, his, oh, there's, you can't see it because I'm on the wrong camera. Here's your message that we read about, you know. He talks about, he has his own code, and music, so it writes perfectly using the prompts. And he says somewhere in here, where was it? Somewhere in here he says that he also included the extra file. Okay, cool. So here's the song. So we can, so Wrath of Wood, good news. You can finally hear what his AI music sounds like. Let me just download it real fast. And I don't know, we'll go to that. Just, where's... Yep. Here we go. I hope it's awful. I don't know. It's a lot of his songs are like this. It's just, I don't know, really kind of dull. It's actually not Suno, Leaf. It's Open Vino. It's funny. I have a dude that actually this sort of sounds like Leaf's music. Oh, it looped. Okay. Yeah, well, so that was his claim. I know, Leaf, you kind of came in kind of late to this whole party, but basically his claim was, so he used Audacity with this Open Vino plugin, which is like by, thanks, Graybard, I'll check it out in just a second. He used Audacity with this Open Vino plugin by Intel, which basically allows you to generate Stable Diffusion AI music on your local machine. By the way, also, Yithaela, whoever you are, thanks for joining. Nice to have someone here. Thanks, community, for pointing this out. Y'all are. I'm gonna say, since we've had some new people in the chat. By the way, this is not my research at all. I had a couple of boots on the ground, as I put it, who were taking all the screenshots, but also a lot of this kind of unfolded thanks to actually Graybard, as well as there was Turtlebox on Reddit. A lot of this stuff happened on the Reddit, and basically Morte Eternal himself was sort of the one who kind of outed himself, because he was the one who decided to stupidly take on a challenge where he didn't have to. He didn't have to take that challenge. He could have just ghosted it. He could have just said, "Nah, I'm not interested." But instead, he decided to take on that challenge and basically prove to everyone what we all believed. Why would he do that? What a fucking moron. Anyways, yeah. Let's hear that other song. Wow, we have wow. There's all sorts of people joining. Let's download this other song real fast. Let's see what this one sounds like. So I will say, yeah, that song that he had sent was pretty basic. This is the thing with a lot of his stuff, is that it was pretty basic, and this is why I was saying that, like, it to me felt so basic that it wouldn't take very long to just make on your own. So that's why at first I was kind of like, I don't know, is it AI? Orc has an ear for this though, and he was the one who was like, I think it's AI. So I don't know, but yeah, that one is, yeah. I'm hearing some of the AI noise in this one. But I don't know if I would be able to, like, I hear it because I know it's AI. But, like, if I didn't know this was AI, I might just think it's just a noisy track. You can even look, like, there's so much noise. There's so much noise up here. Look at all this noise. You can really hear it with, hang on, can we go back? Did you hear that? Sorry, I mean to go further back. This, you can really hear, like, the warble and the noise. Let me explain why that noise is there. This is what Stable Diffusion is, right? So basically, the way, in layman's terms, the way that Stable Diffusion works is you basically start with random noise. And the AI has basically been trained on how to select the parts of the noise to eventually make the thing. This is how all Stable Diffusion works. You could have random noise patterns for images, or you can have random noise sound patterns, and basically noise is everything. It's all the colors, it's everything, right? And then eventually it just kind of like filters off specific, I don't know, pixels or samples of audio or whatever, and eventually it just takes all that noise and subtracts away everything that's not necessary until it has a final product. So this is why you get that AI noise in things. I'm not the one that offered $1,200 to him. No. That was Turtlebox. I am Nolan Alighieri, or the AM doll on RM Web. And Meg is Miss Littlefish on RM Web as well. Let's see. Let me get caught up on chat here. These types of musics could probably be found on music made by techno acts, and at that point you're supporting a real artist and it's free. Yeah. Most of it's just kind of featuring a drum kit with strong on the beat kicks and ostinato, a bass and melody. Like a lot of his tracks followed that. I remember asking in the Discord, yeah, you pointed out it sounds more like human mistakes and just thought it sounded off, especially for someone claiming to have 20 years of experience. Yeah, that was the thing that I was going on. This does sound a little bit more professional. The amount of noise, like I said, when I was playing the track, I don't know if I would consider that noise AI noise. I don't know if I was like, without the power of hindsight, I may not have distinguished that as AI noise, but I would have probably said, ooh, that's really amateur. This sounds like it's really low bitrate or something like that. You know, it sounds like the audio format has been way too compressed. But no, actually, knowing that it's AI now, I also know that doesn't sound like compression artifacts. So anyways, this is some cyberpunk playlist shit. Yeah, I started to suspect it after a few songs because he was pumping them out so quick. Yeah, that was a thing that I kind of raised my eyebrow about him as well. This track I feel has it too. It sounds fine on a surface level, but I feel like all the sounds are just kind of disconnected. They don't sound like something that goes together to me. The high-end noise is kind of whack. What the fuck? Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. You can see it in the spectrum here. This is also why I was full screening the spectrum. You can see, like, sorry, it's all the way over here at the edge, but you can see, like, this is supposed to be a tail. This was like a drum hit right here. But you can see this noise doesn't really trail off properly for, like, a drum hit. It should be, I don't know, more... It shouldn't it shouldn't nosedive like that. This is because of the noise that's being generated. Let's rewind it some more. Yeah, super noisy reverb, yeah. Dude, the fucking noise is going nuts here, man. It's almost... It reminds me of... I do this on rare occasions in my own music, right? Like, sometimes I just want, like, a nice... to kind of like accent maybe a synth or a hi-hat, and so I will just take noise and kind of shelve the highs, high pass like all the lows off, so you just get the very, very top end, just right. It kind of sounds like that, but it's just like if I never did any of the low pass filtering and just left it there. But it's also like really warbly as well. God, the noise is just going fucking nutso in this song, man. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Good idea, Orc. Hang on. Let's let it fill the whole screen. I don't think I have a spectrum analyzer. Do I have? No, this is still fine. The black line in the middle, stereo. Yeah, it's stereo. That's good enough. AI song. And let's see. I should probably pick one of my noisier songs. Ooh, you know what? Wrath, you're talking about like noisy reverb. I have a song that uses a lot of reverb, very reverby song. Where is it? Here. You can see, like up here, this looks so much cleaner. Let's see, can we make that bigger? Force Morte. So there. Yeah, ideally you would low pass the super low, or the highest highs, and high pass the super lows. But you'd actually be surprised. A lot of like professional music doesn't even do that either. There's no reason to keep anything like below 20 hertz. Although I would even argue there's no reason to keep anything below 30 hertz either. And then I usually low pass at around 19.9 kilohertz to get a nice roll off. You can kind of see that here, or even in this one here. So you can even see it around 18K that it really starts to kind of roll off. Yeah, there's like no fade out transients. Yeah, like you can see the peaks here are just so much cleaner. Compared to over here, which are just super noisy. So, anyways, there we go. Good idea, Orc. There's a nice little comparison between the two. From the very note, I knew this was AI, which is whatever, but they're trying to sell this like they made it for real. They were trying to sell it, but now they are scrubbed off the face of the planet. And actually, that's one thing I'd forgotten to mention. Was that yeah, the fallout of all of this stuff that happened with Turtlebox and all this news coming out. I've kind of hinted at it, but yeah, for sure he's completely scrubbed himself off the internet. Turtlebox is here. I am on the right camera, right? Yep. Saying his itch page was deleted, his game dev market, he couldn't delete the game dev market, that still exists, but he's deleted all of the albums that he had for sale there. His YouTube has been scrubbed, which is not mentioned here, and and his account was deleted on Reddit too. He deleted it. It was not banned. Here's Greybard in the chat. Yo, what up, Greybard? Saying that apparently he was already messaging Greybard about deleting everything. So yeah, man, I'm sorry you got caught up in this. It sucks. This is kind of what my conclusion to all this topic was about, is that it's just going to get harder and harder to kind of determine these things, and it's just basically all AI has done has made us more and more distrustful of each other now. Like, I don't know. You can have people who are showing off their, I don't know, their sick-ass music, and you'll still have people who are like, oh, it's probably AI or whatever, right? It's just, this is just going to become more and more common, where it's hard to believe what is and isn't AI, what is and isn't the truth anymore. Wait, was he commissioning people and being paid by people to make AI music unknowingly? Yes. And I believe, unfortunately, our dear friend here, Greybard, was one of his victims, sadly. That's why he has music from him. So, yeah. Really sucks. And Greybard is the only one that we know because he came out and said it. So we know Greybard, but I just opened up another copy. We have the message here. Screenshot it thanks to my boots on the ground who did screenshot this. And that's the reason why I reached out to Greybard, is because we know for sure that Greybard was one of the people who got caught up in this. So while live on stream, I was like, oh damn, you know what? None of my boots on the ground or myself even thought about reaching out to you on this matter. Probably should have done that while we were preparing for this stream, but oh well, you live and learn. Anyways, I still made up for it. I contacted you in the middle of the stream. Better late than never. So anyways, so we know for sure that, unfortunately, he was one of the people that fell victim. There were others as well. He did have a commission thread up on RM Web as well. And nowhere in that RM Web post had he actually mentioned that he was using AI, or even gave any sort of indication that he was using non-standard techniques. He was very proud to proclaim that he had 20 years of musical experience. However, there's also signs that he was not making a lot of money off of this. To be honest, he's kind of an idiot. I think we learned that from the fact that he was the one who undid himself by recording the video of him using AI and being like, look at how smart I am. I didn't use AI as it fucking says generating AI music right in front of us. It's not AI. So anyways, he's the idiot who undid himself. Yeah. He was not very smart about how to make money off of this. I'm actually very thankful about this. This sort of turned out for the best, because I didn't want to have to be complicit in this either. But actually, he had a commission thread and also a request thread. And the request thread was basically, I'll make music for you for free for your game. And the commission thread was, you'll pay me and I'll make music for your game. The problem is that everyone just went over to his request thread and got free music, because why wouldn't you? Why would you pay for it when you can get it for free, right? So, like, he was basically cannibalizing his own business by offering his business for free. And then he's over there in his commissions thread like, no, business isn't doing so well. It's like, I wonder why. It's because you're offering the same fucking thing, but for free, just right over there. I'm glad. I'm glad that what I was gonna do is I was going to actually be nice and be like, hey, I don't know how much you care about my opinion, but I think it's not a good idea to offer the same service but for free if you want to make money. Like, you shouldn't be doing both, or you should have some sort of limit or queue or something on the free service, basically to act as a demo to drive people to your commission service, right? Because otherwise you're just cannibalizing your own business. But fortunately, for some reason, I honestly don't know why, the dude fucking hated me. I barely interacted with him. I maybe shared like 2 messages with him, and he was like, went full fucking tinfoil hat, thinking like anyone who dared call him out on his stuff was a sock puppet of me. I don't know why. I guess he felt threatened because he knew I was like a real musician. So maybe he felt threatened and was just like, I don't know. But because of that, and since Meg is a mod, she was based. And Meg is someone that I talk to regularly, but also is a mod in on RM Web. She was like, hey, he kind of doesn't like you, and I don't want you to get in trouble, where we have to take, moderation action against you. So why don't you just not interact with him? And so I said, sure, no problem. If he wants to cannibalize his business, fine. And I am fucking glad that his paranoia made me unable to contact him, because I, like I said, do not want to be complicit in making him scam more people. I am glad I didn't have the opportunity to tell him that, hey, maybe you shouldn't be offering your services for free if you want to make more money doing what you're doing. I am so glad. Thank God for paranoia. Let me get caught up on chat here. Let's see. I usually keep 40, but it is the same. It's all good. You live and learn. The good news, I didn't buy a lot off of him, and I talked him down on price quite a lot. Which, if he's doing AI, it makes sense that he'd be able to go down a lot, because I'm pretty sure, like, there'd be a certain point, like, maybe if I'm feeling really sympathetic with you, I might be able to drop my price by maybe 20%. But it's like, beyond that, it's like, nah, buddy, I'm sorry, I'm out of your price range. You gotta find someone else. But if it's AI, like, you're not putting in any fucking effort into it. You're just, tying up your computer's resources for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, whatever. Go fucking drink coffee while you wait, or take a shit, whatever. Who cares? It's like, there's no effort in it at all. So of course he can drop his price super fucking low. This is why I show things like my actual sheet music and actual DAW outputs. How can people trust each other now? Yeah, I mean, I can provide anything that I need to prove I'm a real person. Of course I'm a real person, but prove, you can see right now, hey, I'm a real person. Prove that I'm a real musician. But not on that thing. I'm a terrible fucking pianist. You'd probably think I'm a fake musician if I started playing that. Anyways. Damn, sorry to hear that. Yeah. Pour one out for Mr. Greybard. I miss the time where I can comfortably scroll through social media without fear of unknowingly supporting the killing of creativity. Yep. Thanks to AI, the truth is dying. Yeah, and AI is only going to get better. I'm going to make my next composer get on live stream and show me how they compose music. Probably not a bad idea. He recorded the... Oh, Lord. Yep, Leaf. He recorded the video of himself. He recorded himself generating the music. Some of the music on the request thread would be pumped out in less than a few hours. Yep. Which raised some eyebrows. The last song he did for me was done in about 30 minutes. Holy shit, the balls on him. And that's when I was finally like, sus. And then he was exposed the next day. Yeah. Dang, he got too comfortable. Oh, well, Greybard, there's no one on Earth who can do that. I'm sorry, that's fake AF. Yeah, I planned to stop getting music from him at that point. But that's how the AI is supposed to support his family. But how is the AI supposed to support his family and pay his bills? Who gives a shit? He can fucking die. Anyways, yeah, alright. We're all caught up here. So now we know the whole story. Dude's a liar. I have an extra message here. Oh no, that. Never mind. That's all in Graybard's thing in his Discord. I'm gonna be on his Discord. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm 2 sakes deep and almost a full beer deep as well. So, anyways, I'm sorry, Graybard. I don't know how long I'll stick around in your actual Discord because I just don't use Discord that much outside of my own Discord group. But I did join your Discord simply so I could find you, so I could private message you. So we could get some things. So actually, one thing I was asking about, according to that screenshot, let me pull it up again. So you quoted him here saying you have 2 ways to use it. Tap into the libraries directly with your own code and music so it writes it perfectly using the prompt. If you notice, I put the file location in the prompt and the seed I created. So, yeah, actually the reason... So it was nice that you had the music, of course. I know Wrath of Wood was really asking about it. Oh, wow, gonna leave my Discord, huh? Rude. Sorry. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe I'll stick around for a little bit. I don't know. I don't use Discord that much, though. I like keeping everything nice and tidy with only the Discords that I care about. Anyways, so the reason why I wanted to contact you, I know Wrath is happy to hear the AI music because he'd been asking about it. I honestly didn't care too much. It's AI bullshit, so who cares? But because of that line there where he says I put the file location in the prompt and the seed I created, did he I don't really understand what he's saying there. Did he include an extra file? Like when he sent you the OGG file, did he also include like a loose file with, I don't know, a text file or something? I don't know. It's fine. I don't care. Like, I mean, it's no hard feelings, man. If you're just here just for this one stream, that's totally fine. I don't care. There's definitely people who I've had on my stream for like interviews and stuff who are here just here for the interview, or they don't stick around. No extra file. Well, damn it. That's kind of the thing that I was really curious about. If it included any extra information, then maybe we'd be able to kind of glean his secret sauce process that he talks a big talk about. I know in this probably not, because everything needed to be secret or is too complex to teach. Yeah. In this screenshot here, I've already talked about this, but we have here in this screenshot of the video down here some of the code that he used, and this was the code that he'd actually shown to Turtlebox. And we've already talked about this. But this is complete fucking nonsense down here. Never mind the STD count. The STD count. How many STDs this code has? This STD count here is basically printing a string to the fucking debug log. So all of this is nonsense. It's not doing anything unless there's another program layer that's reading the strings that are being printed, but probably not, because when you go to here like voice 22.37, like this is literal nonsense. You would never do anything like this in music. If you are trying to address a specific library or a specific voice, you would probably want to be more specific than just a random number of A's and H's. You would probably say AH and then a value length, not 3 A's and then 10 H's and then 5 A's and 15 H's. It's the AI demon screaming to get out of its prison. So I've already gone over this. This is all fucking nonsense down here. I'm pretty sure there's not another layer to this. And even still, if we look over here, there's a total number of 86 lines in total for this program. And the actual music writing begins on the very generous 42, line 42, which means there's a total of 44 lines that make up the whole music. No, I'm sorry. This is fucking bullshit. There's no secret sauce here. But, dot wave. So, anyways, I'm pretty sure there's no secret sauce, but it would still be nice if we could see more of this. Other than what's here in the screenshot. We've had some programmers kind of look over this, and that's how I know. I'm not a programmer myself, but that's how I know that the STD count thing is just printing to a log. It's not doing anything. For the most part, this is either just boilerplate stuff, or it's otherwise just, it's pretty meaningless. It's the H note, duh. Yeah, don't you know A B C? That's the keyboard. It's C, D, E, F, G, H. That's how it goes. C, D, E, F, G, H. And then it starts back at suddenly B for some reason. B, and then C, D, E, F, G, H, and then B again. I don't know why it does that. Who fucking invented these fucking keys? So anyways, there we have it. Greybard, thanks so much for joining. I don't know. I feel like that's really kind of covered everything that I wanted to talk about. I really appreciate Mr. Greybard, you coming in here and filling us in and sharing the music too. Thanks so much for that. Glad we had a chance to actually listen to that. We could hear what it is, because unfortunately none of us thought about downloading any of his music because none of us actually liked it. So that was the only music that we've actually had of his, despite going through all of these screenshots that we've saved. It's next to B sharp. The H note is next to B sharp. Yep. It doesn't go back to A on the scale. It goes to the secret H. Of course, I'll try and stop in another time. No problem, man. No problem. Just glad to have you here. Glad to have you fill us in. I don't know. Like, you can keep in touch. I'll stay in your fucking Discord, man. Keep in touch. I don't know. I'm a musician, but I'm not really looking to be commissioned. But if you do need help with music, or you need an ear or whatever, just let me know. Meg and I are definitely musicians. I think Wrath does some music stuff, and it sounds like Slotty does as well. So we all got some musicians in here who can help you out. It's tough to hear that falling victim to a scam. It sucks, especially I know it can feel embarrassing sometimes too, because sometimes it makes you feel like you're foolish. Like, how could I have fallen for such a thing? But don't worry, we've all fallen for it. I think just before I messaged you, I was talking about how I think I kind of fell for something similar as well. So, and I mean, I'm a musician myself, and I wasn't even able to identify that the music was AI as well. So it happens. Just keep in touch, like I said. I commissioned chiptune for cheap. Well, there you go. If you need chiptune music, you can commission Wrath for chiptune music. I think I've pretty much covered the story head to toe. And it's getting late here. So I do think I want to go ahead and just wrap up. But I'll wait just a moment, see if Greybard has anything else that he wants to contribute to the topic before I shut down here. While we're waiting on the stream delay to get caught up here, I can go ahead and mention that I do think that next stream I will be streaming, and probably go back to playing some games again. Sorry there was no game for this stream. I was gonna play some of the Game Jam games that Morte Eternal had basically scammed people to participate in, but didn't really have time because too busy telling the story. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that would be that interesting, so we're just going to go ahead and skip over those. I think next time maybe I'll play Ernest's new demo for Pry Into the Void, or maybe something else. I don't know. I have a handful of different games actually that have just released within the past couple of weeks that seem interesting to play on stream, so we'll see. Gray says, will do. I don't mind admitting I fell for a scam. We learn our lessons. Yeah. In the end, you paid for a thing and got a thing. It kind of sucks how it was made. Thanks, Wrath, and everything. I'll be looking for a composer eventually. I may wait a bit for now, though. I recently paid an AI for music, so a little short of funds now. Drunk stream coming or no? Oh, yeah. So, birthday stream. No, that will happen. Let's look at the calendar here. Hang on. Birthday stream, drunk birthday stream. Next weekend it's not going to be next weekend. Next weekend will be just a normal weekend. Probably the next 2 streams will be normal. Possibly on, possibly on the 19th might be a drunk stream, or the 2nd. We probably need to revise the bingo card. Yeah, we will revise the bingo card for the drunk stream. Heading out for work. Yep. Thanks for joining, Gray Bard. Nice to have you here. And see you in the next one. So anyways, bye. Yeah. Next drunk stream, it'll be on either the 19th or the 2nd. I'll definitely tell you the weekend before when it's been decided. I'm probably leaning towards the 19th. For the record, by the way, my birthday is actually on the 26th. That's my birthday day, the 26th. But I've already made plans with my friends here to go out on that day. Since it's landing on a Saturday, it's a great day to go out and get drunk and do shit. So I probably won't be streaming on my actual birthday day. So the actual birthday stream will happen before or after. I'm thinking it's on the 19th. That seems like the best time to do it. So probably then. I'll revise the bingo card. I'll let you guys know for sure what day it's going to be. But yeah, next stream is not going to be that. I'll probably just be playing some game. As well as the stream after that will also probably be some game. One thing I have been thinking about, though, maybe is just taking a... I know I just took a day off last weekend because I had a short vacation. But actually, one thing is I've been kind of longing for a day that I can just stay up late and just play games by myself. Play games that I enjoy playing. So I've kind of been thinking about maybe also taking a Saturday off where I'm not doing anything, nothing at all, but just enjoying my late night with no one but Nolan. So I don't know when that'll be, but I don't know. New Fiddle demo when? Probably not for a very long time. Fiddle is under major reworks. Right now, I'm sort of on major hiatus from it, to be honest. The demo kind of knocked the wind out of everything. To be honest, up until releasing the demo, I had been like seriously like crunching like every day, and so for basically the past month, at least 30 days, I really haven't done any major serious work on it. Recently, starting probably last week, I did start opening up RPG Maker again and actually doing some minor work, but it's only like maybe an hour or two, I would say, probably less than that, per week. Just get rid of the chickens. So anyways, I'm working with a programmer now. I would be happy to reveal the name once for sure he's on board for a while, but he's only completed the first request that I have for him. And the first request is pretty basic. Just to make sure that neither of us are using AI and we can tolerate each other, to work with each other for the coming weeks, months, whatever. Get back to work, game dev gods demanded. Right now I'm stuck playing Final Fantasy 14. You can blame my my artist, Somon. She is addicted to Final Fantasy 14, and because the Dawn Trail expansion released, I think that was kind of at the end of June or maybe beginning of July. She's obviously been very, very much back into the swing of things, and had been talking to me a little bit about it. And I told her that I've dipped my toes into Final Fantasy 14 before in the past, but never was able to get into it. But she was like, she was just talking so much about it that she really wanted me to give it a try again. So I did, and that's what I'm playing is Final Fantasy 14. So anyways, I don't know when I'm going to continue like serious game development on Fidel again. It's been nice to be able to just enjoy my life again. I have realized that game dev took up so much of my life, so much of what I enjoyed. Hello, RCX, nice to have you here. Game dev took up so much of my life, so much of the things that I enjoyed, that the past month that I've just been kind of on hiatus has been really nice. Really nice to be able to just play games and just be free to go out with friends. I mean, before I'd usually kind of go out with my friends whenever they asked. It's like not a big deal, but there's always a sense of kind of antsiness where it's like, oh, I want to get home so I can, work on my game. But kind of freeing myself from those shackles, it feels good. It's not that I'm giving up on Fiddle. I definitely, because I'm still paying. I'm like June, Simone, and my new programmer are all hard at work on stuff for the game. But I definitely wanted to just take kind of a long break. And it's also not been for nothing. I have technically kind of been working on it, but just not really within the editor. I've basically been creating a whole brand new design doc for Fiddle, replanning things and stuff like that. And I've been working on that in my free time. So I guess in a sense, it's not been completely like I've not been doing any work at all. I've just been replanning things, and that doesn't really require me opening RPG Maker. So once I have a more solid plan, I'll feel ready to open up the editor again and actually start work on it again. But yeah, I know you're kidding, but it's exactly what you're saying. Don't get burnt out. And that's the thing is, I don't know if I really do ever feel like I'm burnt out on something. I don't know if I ever get that sensation, but it's sort of like I don't ever, like, I think that's what I'm experiencing now, is that I just I crunched so much on getting that demo out that I just didn't realize how exhausted I was and how much I had shackled myself to the game and how much I'd given up for it. And then just freeing myself from it is just, I don't know, it's felt great. To just kind of catch up on life. Like I said, last weekend I didn't stream because I took a small vacation. To a very, very country town, really nice town that coincidentally is named Obama. It's a really beautiful town in Japan. It's really far out there though, but I definitely enjoyed it. I bought some delicious new sake. It's pretty expensive. But it's super delicious, which is what I had been drinking during this stream as well. So, it's nice to catch up on life, kind of go see a new town, see a new place, try some new food, do some things. All that stuff is good. It's nice to just live life. Anyways, yeah. But I'll eventually resume Fiddle, like I said. This past week, I've kind of been getting back into opening the editor up more. My plan for a lot of the restructuring of the actual gameplay content has mostly been complete. There's a few questions I still need to answer. about some of its design. But I do think some of those questions just will be answered with time as I develop out the other systems that interact with that. So I can't answer every question. I do like that it's thanks to Ernest. Ernest has been a huge help with all of this. Ernest has been the one who's like, I would tell him, hey, I have this really interesting idea. I want to do things like this. I think it's going to improve this section of the game. And he's like, yeah, that would improve that section of the game. But here are some things to consider. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? And he asks the right questions. It's like, oh, yeah, you know what? You're kind of right about that. He's good about like kind of reframing the things and help me realize like how people might interact with those things. And so I do think that the new systems will hopefully be more robust with the new version of Fiddle. But that's, like I said, I've talked about this before. I'm basically kind of uprooting the whole game in a sense. Like, you know, the story is still going to be there. The dungeons are still going to be the same. But how progression happens, how a lot of stuff happens is going to be completely changed. And as a result, since I'm changing so much of the game, it's going to be a while. It's probably going to be another year or something. And so it's probably going to be another year until I have another demo out where we can try out all the new systems and stuff. But also there will be a bunch of new stuff that's been custom made, custom programmed for the game to make things more visual, more interesting, and hopefully more fun. Like I said, slowly getting back into the swing of things, but I am also just enjoying life. I recommend you guys do it too. So, anyways, try doing 20 other things, then come back to it. That's kind of what I'm doing. You know, I've played through... Sorry, I was trying to wrap up the stream, and here I am. I've played through a couple of games. It's funny, I bought a handful of games back during the Steam summer sale this year. But because I was so focused on game dev, I was only able to really finish one of the games out of like 4 or 5 games that I had bought, which was Steel Rising. Steel Rising was alright, a little bit janky, but I had fun with it. But I had my whole summer vacation, and I just sat down and I played through Prey. I've played through... I played through Doom Eternal. That was not something I bought, actually. That was me replaying it. But I played through Kunitsugami, which was a game that I played on stream as well. I've just had fun playing games. Like I said earlier, I've had fun just playing games, man. Not making games, playing games. Anywho, that's enough rambling about that. Fiddle will come whenever it's ready. But I'm enjoying taking a break. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up. It's probably too late to play more Final Fantasy XIV, unfortunately. It's almost 1 a.m. here. When Silksong comes out, ain't nobody gonna see Slotty for a while. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Yeah, I kind of understand. It's funny. I think back at some of my earlier streams where I talked about, you know, developers spending 4 or 5 years making games and like basically saying that that's bad. And I still sort of agree. Like, it is bad from a commercial point of view to spend that long on a game because like 4 or 5 years in hopes of getting a return on that, it's not going to be worth the 4 or 5 years that you spent developing the game. But as time has gone on, I sort of understand how it gets there, and I guess the thing is if we're all doing it as a hobby, you know, if you're enjoying it, then who cares how long it takes? You know, this kind of goes back to our gospel on AI is, you know, if it takes you 10 years, then I guess it takes you 10 years. It's a little bit depressing to say you've worked on one project for 10 years. I hope that Fiddle doesn't take 10 years to make. But I guess I understand now how it can get there. I don't know. I understand it now. Work slow. Enjoy what you're working on. Just have fun with it. Anyways, like I said, trying to wrap up. It's almost 1 a.m. here, so I don't know. I'll finish my beer and then probably go to bed. I'll see you guys next weekend, though, with some games. There's a couple of games that I've I'm interested in playing on stream that have released demos or whatever. There's Ernest's game. There's another game that I actually just got an email from Steam, released a demo today, so cool. There's also, I said Ernest's game, right? I need to give Oric's game another try. Hopefully he's patched it now. I really want to give it a fair chance, and I feel like last time I streamed it, I didn't give it a fair chance. So I don't know. We'll see whatever it is next time. You'll find out. But yep, for tonight, thank you guys so much for joining, listening to the story, listening to me just talk, because that's all the stream was me talking. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!